best music.
This is High Power 102.7 FM.
The time is 12 o'clock. Good afternoon. Here is iPower 102.7 FM Midday News. I am INIOLUWA Adekoya. First, the headlines. DSS raises alarm over terrorist attacks. House of Representatives to intervene in refinery issues. On the foreign scene, Trump administration faces frustration. And in sports, Raw criticizes referee's decision. Details of this and more in a moment. Please stay tuned. Glad to have you back, and now the news in detail, beginning from Ondo State. The Department of State Services has raised the alarm on imminent terrorist attacks of the Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP, on the communities in Ondo and Kogi State. The Director of Security Services, DSS Ondo State Command, ICANA, in the memo signed, listed Eriti, Akoko, and Oyin Akoko in Akoko Northwest Local Government Area, as well as Owo Town in Owo Local Government Area as potential targets. The Secret State Services cautioned that terrorists had already commenced surveillance of soft targets in the affected areas and called on the military to heighten security operations to forestall any attacks. The latest alert comes 3 years after the June 2022 massacre at St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, where over 40 worshippers were killed by suspected ISWAP members during Sunday Mass. The House of Representatives has resolved to intervene in the recent face-off between members of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, and Dangote Refinery. The resolution followed the consideration and adoption of a motion of urgent public importance co-sponsored by Kano and Sokoto lawmakers Al-Azan Doguwa and Abu Masad Dasuki. The motion titled "The Need to Protect Private Investment from Adversarial Unionism" with the Dangote Refinery example. The face-off between Pengasan and Dangote Refinery led to an industrial action on September 29, 2025, disrupting the operations at the refinery, which led to a stop in crude oil production. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has restated the commitment of his administration to the development of education system that meets the challenges and demands of 24th century. The governor, while receiving the Ekiti State-born teacher Oluwaseyi Anifowose, who recently set a Guinness World Record for organizing the largest gathering of teachers in the world in his office in Ado-Ekiti. Oyebanji described development of education system as the most valuable investment any government can bequeath on its citizens. The governor said his administration is deliberately investing in reforms that will make education in the state globally competitive and responsive to modern realities. You're still listening to Midday News from iPower 102.7 FM at Emure Ileowo. On the foreign scene, Trump administration faces frustration, and in sports, Raw criticizes referee's decision.
Whether you're tuning in for breaking news, in-depth analysis, or community,
followed by a wave of explosions near the airport between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. Meanwhile, Sudan de facto leader and army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan visited the airport after the attacks. where he said the military duty is to ensure protection and security for all Sudanese. The airport had been shut down since fighting erupted in April 2023 between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces paramilitary. Still on the foreign scene, President Donald Trump's ambition in the Middle East and Ukraine is struggling against his own country's internal limitations, with its effect on his administration. Trump aborted plans for a quick second summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin, declaring that he did not want to waste time in the latest unwillingness of Putin for peace. Meanwhile, Vice President J.D. Vance rushed to the Middle East, where Trump expressed hope that the ceasefire he brokered between Israel and Hamas would be successful. Complications arising from Trump's major peace efforts emphasize how constant U.S. attention is needed, along with the presidential personal attention coupled with controversy that surrounds his efforts to support the fight in Gaza and to end the war in Ukraine. Heading over to the sporting arena, where head coach of Benin Republic, Gernot War, has criticized the referee's decision in a 4-0 defeat his team suffered from the Nigerian side in 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Raw was speaking with newsmen as queried the decision of the referee to have allowed Victor Osimhen's 2 goals scaled through in the first half, stating that this was an infringement in the build-up of goals. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Super Eagles will be locking arms with the Panthers of Gabon in the playoff match of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. To end the iPower 102.7 FM media news, let's take another look at the main point. We told you in the course of the bulletin that the Department of State Services, DSS, has raised the alarm over an imminent terrorist attack of the Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP, on some communities in Ondo and Kogi State. We equally informed you that the House of Representatives has resolved to intervene in the recent face-off between members of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria and Dangote Refinery. We brought it to your hearing that President Donald Trump's ambition in the Middle East and Ukraine is struggling against his own country, U.S. internal limitations, with its effect on his administration. And in sports, we informed you that head coach of Benin Republic, Gernot War, has criticized the referee's decision in the 4-0 defeat his team suffered from the Nigerian side in 2026 World Cup qualifiers. And that was Midday News on iPower 102.7 FM, edited by Akin Adebayo. I am INIOLUWA Adekoya. Many thanks for